p.m. Weather conditions, partly cloudy, temperature 70 degrees. K4HOG.
Good evening, this is K4LH. Does anyone need to use the frequency before I call the K4HOG, Hog County Amateur Radio Association radio net tonight? Alright, I am net control for today's net session, which is February the 10th, 2025. My name is Gene, Golf Echo November Echo, and again my call is K4LH, Kilo India 4 Lima Echo Hotel, and I live in the Lake Panasoffkee area, Sumter County, Florida. And just general rag chew. This net meets each Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and this is a directed net, so please follow the instructions of net control and use standard net procedures. This net meets here on the 147.030 megahertz repeater, which has a tone of 123.0 hertz and is located in Sumterville, Florida. The Hog County Amateur Radio Association owns and operates the repeater, but we'd still like to thank them for allowing us to use it. At this time, are there any mobile or short-time stations only, wishing to check in?
Kilo Golf 4, Lima Echo Oscar, Gabriel, short time.
KG4LAO, Gabe, anything before you go?
Just say hello to Eugene and the rest of the net, and also the topic of the job is hamcation, a lot of walking, and a lot of temptation. But other than that, the hamcation was a lot of temptation. So, but I refrained from a lot of purchases, so I'm proud of myself. Other than that, that's about it. Thank you for doing the net. This is KG4LEO, back to net control.
Okay, Gabe, yep, good as any gym workout, right? But anyways, all right, thanks for joining us in that here tonight. Anybody else at short time or mobile or short time? All right, nothing urgent, so we'll go ahead and take our RF check-ins first. So if you're out there on RF and you'd like to join us here, please give me a call. Remember that I will acknowledge each call as we move along here. So if you're ready, give me a holler.
Net control. Net control, Kilo Delta 8, Whiskey Alpha Alpha. Steve, in the villages.
KD8WAA, got you, Steve. Next RF check-in.
November Oscar 7, Golf X-Ray, Greg, Leesburg.
NO7GX, got you, Greg. Next RF check-in.
Net control, Victor Echo Bravo, Vern.
K4VEB, Vern, got you in there, sir. Next RF check-in.
KC4YAO.
KC4YAO. Thought you was headed to the other side of the state there, buddy. Alright, got you in there. Next RF check-in.
KD4IKV, Wildwood.
KD4IKV, got you here. Next RF check-in.
Net control, Whiskey Victor 1, Tango Papa Romeo, rest in the villages. Back to you, sir.
WV1 TPR, got you in there, Rusty, and somebody double with Rusty if you'd like to try that again.
KI4BLT, Joe in Inverness.
Alright, Joe, got you in there, sir. Next RF check-in.
KC8, KZM, Bob Wildwood.
KC8, KZM, got you, Bob. Next RF check-in.
W3GYM, Jim in the villages.
And Jim, got you in there, sir. Next RF check-in.
Whiskey 9, Echo Juliet Hotel, Earl, Red Oaks, Bushnell.
And W9EJH, got your Earl, next RF check-in.
W9 Echo Alpha Alpha, Marty, Webster.
And W9EAA, got you in there, sir. Next RF check-in.
W1JEW, Jesse in Bushnell. Hudson.
Alright, W1JEW, Jesse, got you in there, and somebody double with Jesse, try it again.
Whiskey 4, Mike Alpha Charlie, Mac in Hudson.
Hello, Mac, got you in there, sir. Next RF check-in.
KX4RS, Bobby in Webster.
Yeah, KX4RS, got you, Bobby, next RF check-in. Any additional RF check-ins for the K4HOG Hog County Amateur Radio Association? So give me a call, K4LEH. Alright, well, switching over to the All-Star SWLing side here. KX4LEO, are you in there on SWLing, All-Star, whichever one it is?
KX4LEO, Markham Webster.
Alright, KX4LEO, got you, Mark. Next up would be K04, KRC, are you here with us?
This is Kilo Oscar 4, Kilo Romeo Charlie, Joey in Killeen, Texas. And yep, I'm here tonight, Mr. G.
Alright, Joey, good to hear from you and good to have you on board with us. Next up would be Nate, K04RBG. You here with us?
K04RBG, Nate in Inverness, standing by.
Alright, is there anyone that I missed? All-Star SWLing or RF, anybody else out there that'd like to join us here? If so, give me a call, K4LEH. Alright, well, I'll take that as a note. So before we get too started here, I will remind y'all that this weekend is a couple of things going on Saturday, but one, I need to know if you plan on attending, but we're going to have lunch this Saturday. I know it's kind of a bad Saturday to do it, but figure keep it consistent. So we're going to do lunch this Saturday down in Bushnell at the Beef O'Brady's down there. Did call and got us reserved for that their little private room there. So if you do plan on attending the lunch and you want to tell me here or email me, that's fine either way. Just need a head count for the restaurant break. And then of course the other thing is the little ham fest down in Brooksville, and those of you get the emails, you got a flyer on that, so you get the $1 off coupon if you're going and want to use it there. And that's all I've got on that one. Let me see, does anybody else have anything bulletin-wise, announcement-wise they'd like to pass along right now?
KX4LEO.
KX4LEO, good.
Reminder, the Sumter County Aries membership meeting is this Wednesday, the 12th, 7:30 p.m. It'll be held by Zoom. You don't have to be a member of Aries or any organization to join us in the meeting. Everybody's encouraged and welcome to join. To join the meeting, go to www.sumteraries.org. Go to the calendar, navigate to the date, which will be February 12th, and you'll find the link to the Zoom meeting there. We'd love to see you. Back to net control, KX4LEO, and I'll probably need to QSY pretty soon.
Yep, gotcha. All right. Anybody else? Vern, that includes you, K4VEB, if you'd like to do anything on the weather side.
Thank you, Gene. This is K4VEB, and thanks to Gene, I got a little trivia here for you. On this day in 1870, President Ulysses S. Grant signed a bill into law requiring weather observations to be taken at 44 military stations across the eastern half of the nation. thereby founding what eventually became the National Weather Service. Interesting fact. Thank you, Gene. And in addition to that, in the mid-1960s, that's when the Skywarn program was actually started. So speaking of Skywarn, here's what's going on this week.
K4HOG.
Right now there's strong ridging. It's going to continue dominating the weather influence for much of the week. It'll help keep the above normal temperatures and humidity over the area. And however, by Friday the front will be weakening as it stalls in central Florida. No rain is expected, but we could see a slight temperature drop of a few degrees. And then on Sunday, an upper level trough will push into the southeast and help to finally push the front through us. This will give us some scattered showers on Sunday and will finally bring some below average temperatures to the forecast for early next week. Locally, we're looking at mid-60s for lows, and oh wow, some of them are even in the high 80s for highs. And temperature percentage on rain is 40% on Sunday at this particular time. So that's a little bit on what's happening with the weather. This is K4VEB, back to net control, 73, everybody.
All right, Vern, thank you for that, sir, and thanks for that little tidbit. It's always good to have those little things in the back of our minds. All right, anybody else have anything on the bulletin or announcements? All right, well, we'll come back down the list there. And remember, if you do plan on doing lunch and you have not already told me that you're going to, let me know if you want, or email me either way. Steve, KD8WAA, you're up next.
Good evening, Gene, and everybody on the net. Would like to thank everybody who participated in last week's Severe Weather Awareness Week event that we did with RACES and CERT, and Gene was a part of that, and Aries. So we had a bunch of folks who helped out with that, so I did want to do a shout out for that. And then one call also for a week from this Thursday is the meeting for the Villages Amateur Radio Club. So if you're interested in that, you can go on K4VRC.com and check out that. And it's at Eisenhower Auditorium, or Eisenhower Rec Center, there in at 6:30. So check that out. That's it for me. KD8WAA, back to Gene.
All right, Steve, thank you, sir. Appreciate that. And yeah, thought that was a pretty decent little exercise last week. I don't know what y'all did on the administrative side of things there, but didn't seem to be too bad. All right, appreciate you being here, Steve. Next up will be Greg, NO7GX.
Good evening, Gene, and everybody on the net. This is November Oscar 7 Golf X-Ray Greg here in Leesburg, and amcation was, well, it was okay. Definitely crowded on Saturday, as it usually is. Try to cover as much territory as I could. I just picked up a lot of small things, connectors and all the things that, you know, you usually need. You don't want to necessarily wait for Amazon to deliver it to you. So, yeah, I had a very short list. So, and I actually got it accomplished without spending a heck of a lot of money. So, that's good news. Other than that, just a lot of walking, and that's about it. I've been working on this TS940, this old Kenwood, some more, and eventually I'm going to have to, or I'd like to get the power supply replaced. There's some kit out there for it, but I've been keeping the thing running. Everyone have a great week out there, and again, thank you, Gene, for doing the net. NO7GX, back to net.
All right, Greg, well, glad you got things accomplished and bought what you wanted without breaking the bank, so to speak. And yeah, several of you complaining about it being a lot of walking. Maybe y'all need to switch to rollerblades or roller skates or something. Just get around a little quicker. Yeah, I'll tell you, it is a lot of walking, no doubt about that one. All right, let's see. Jeff, K4HOG, that brings us over to you, sir.
Well, good evening, everybody on the net. K4HOG over here in Grand Island in Lake County. We went down with a bunch of money to spend at the Hamcation and ended up bringing quite a bit of it back. So I did very good. I patted myself on the back for not spending too much money. Other than that, today when I checked into the other net, we were headed to Sanford to go get take my daughter over to a doctor's appointment. And I could hear the repeater over there in Sanford pretty good. I just didn't think I could get back into it, so I didn't try. Other than that, not a lot going on here in the big metropolis, and I'll turn it back to net control, KC4YAO.
All right, Jeff. Well, thanks for confirming I wasn't crazy. I thought you were headed to the east side of the state there, but hope everything worked out okay there for your daughter in that regard. And yeah, glad to know that you can hear us over there. And next time you're over that way, give it a shot. You never know. All right, appreciate you being here, sir. And Harry, KD4IKV, that'll bring us over to you.
Hey, good evening, Gene. Good evening, everybody on the net. It's just a peaceful night here in our place in the villages, and hope everybody's having a good day wherever you are. Enjoyed meeting some folks at the Hamcation, and it was a great time. So everybody have a great week. I'm KD4IKV.
All right, Harry. Well, appreciate you being on the net here tonight, and glad you got to make it down there as well. And next up is Rusty, WV1TPR.
Good evening, Gene. Good evening to everybody on the net. It's been an interesting couple of days here trying to get a 80 to 10 meter halfway infed put up, and got it put up, and it's just not playing right. So I'm playing with some variations on it, adding things and taking things off, trying to get it working right, but the SWR is way high and the ohms of resistance are just all over the board, so it's going to take some experimentation before I finally rip it off the roof and throw it in the garbage. So just another, I'll be at it again tomorrow, and I'm going to take the antenna off the roof from underneath the shingles where it's hiding and see if the wire doesn't like to be close and intimate with the drip edge, and try to remount it some way, put the analyzer back on it and see what happens, and I'll go from there. So, joys of amateur radio. Back to you, sir, WV1TPR.
Yep, if it didn't put you on them white jackets without handholds, it'd be a nice hobby, wouldn't it? All right, Rusty, I hope you get that figured out, buddy. And Joe, KI4VLG, you can understand the pain of an antenna not working right. Over to you, sir.
Good evening, Gene, and everybody on the net. Well, before I forget it, put me down for one for the breakfast, or the lunch, I mean. And talking about the antenna, I took the cable off of the truck and put a new different cable on there. I had a short one that I was going to have to cut quite a bit off of that one to put the connector on it anyhow, so I just didn't want to waste all that cable. So I put in a different cable, and so that tried to work with it a little bit. But anyhow, I put just a temporary thing on the back of my tractor. I put a connector or a clamp on with the vice grips on the tractor to hold an antenna on there, so I could just mess with it right there, right handy by my radio. And I got that antenna down to a 1.1, and that was really good. Put it on the truck, and it's still I can't get it to do right on the truck, so I don't know what else to do. But anyhow, we'll work with it some more. But that's my story, and I'll stick to it. Save it to everybody out there. KI4VOG, back to you, Gene.
All right, Joe. Well, one thing at a time, right, when it comes to this hobby, and glad you got that part of it fixed and everything. So, and I do have you down for one for lunch here, so appreciate that. And next up's going to be Bob, KC8KZM. Bob.
Good evening, Gene. Hi to everybody on the net tonight. Not a whole lot to talk about. Did go to Hamcation and had a good time, and looking forward to Brooksville also. Other than that, nothing to report, so I will turn it back over to net control. KC8KZM, back to you, Gene.
All right, Bob. Thanks for being here, sir. Next up is Jim. Some W3GYM. Jim?
Good evening, Gene. This is W3GYM. Good to hear you. I haven't talked to you for a while. That's one of the reasons I checked in. But anyhow, I guess I might be the only one that didn't go to Hamcation, but I didn't need anything, didn't want anything, and the weather was too nice not to play golf. So that's what I did last weekend. Somebody mentioned antenna under the shingles. I've had 90-foot center fit doublet under the shingles of my house for the last 8 years, or maybe even over 8 years. Thing works like a champ. 80 through 10, really. I mean, I use a auto tuner to tune it, but or to match it, I guess is a better word. It works like a champ, and zero maintenance underneath the shingles. I don't even disconnect during a thunderstorm. Nice. Anyhow, I'll just say good evening to you and 7-3s, and send it back to you, and thanks for picking me up. Have a great night from W3GYM.
All right, Jim. Yeah, it's been a little while, but thanks for being here on the net tonight, and thanks for giving Rusty a little bit of positivity there. Maybe he'll get it figured out. I don't know what the situation is, but he'll get it figured out. And then I know several of you there in the villages have antennas stuck up under the shingles, and they seem to work okay. So he just got a little bit of a glitch. He'll have to figure out where it's at, and then he'll be good. All right, Jim, appreciate you, sir. And next up's going to be Earl, W9EJH, Earl.
W9EJH, Earl here. Good evening, everyone. Everybody's sounding nice and clear tonight. That's nice. I just been working on the Nano VNA all day today, building some stuff in my head for a presentation for Thursday for the group up north for the Tri-County Repeater Association. We always have a meeting every second Thursday of the month, our group club meeting, so trying to get ready for that. And I was just getting ready building a list here to send out some email manuals and stuff to help get a little better idea before we start the meeting too. So that's been my day mostly. We did fire up the charcoal grill tonight, and I cooked a couple pork steak on that. That was kind of nice. Just like you said, at noon today, it was 7 degrees at noon in Wisconsin and 77 here, so it was like 70-degree difference. So yeah, it's pretty nice weather. We suffered a little bit in January, but everybody's out and going full bore in February, so it's kind of nice. They had a lot of snow up north, so they've been complaining about that a little bit. For the most part, there's always a couple that love it, but they're the ones that are going out fishing and doing the things that they like to do and snowmobiling. So God has a way of making everybody happy somehow, one way or the other. Sometimes not so good and sometimes good. So yeah, works in mysterious ways. I found that out. So anyway, good to hear everybody. I'll turn the net back over to Eugene, and thanks for doing it. And you got my email about the luncheon. So 73 W9EJH, back to net control.
All right, Earl. Busy as usual. It started out that way this morning, but yep, big difference, 70 degrees. I'm telling you, I wouldn't want to be up there. I'm just fine here. All right, Earl, appreciate you being here and appreciate all you do for us. Next up will be Marty, W9EAA. Marty?
good evening, everyone. Oh, let's see. Earlier today, I listened to and participated in the Village's amateur radio net, and they had a heck of a lot of reports from Hamcation, which I really enjoy. So if you want to listen to another net about an hour earlier than this net, you can get to it on SWLing on the Village's SWLing channel. But it was very, very good. Really enjoyed it. That's about all I've got. Back to you, Gene. W9 Echo Alpha Alpha.
All right, Marty. Yeah, I missed you at noontime there. You logged in, but didn't come back there at noon, so I was wondering. But anyways, glad you're here tonight. All right, next up is Jesse, W1JEW, Jesse.
Good afternoon, well, good evening, everyone on the net. Not much going on. I just got the trailer ready for a nice long trip tomorrow. I got to go over to Largo and pick up my backup for my chair lift in the back of my truck. Mine's starting to give me some quirks, but hour and a half drive over to Largo, but you know, I'm getting $3,500 off of a lift, so well worth the trip. Other than that, that's all that's been going on over here. W1JEW, back to net control.
All right, Jesse, well, y'all be careful heading down there and everything, but hopefully it's going to work out just right for you. Appreciate you being here tonight. And next up is Mac, if he's still with us, W4MAC.
Good evening, Gene. Good evening, everybody on the net. Appreciate the reminder email. Somehow or another, I always forget this net. Anyway, yeah, I went over to Orlando. You got to. That's the circus of ham radio. You get to see the latest and greatest of everything, but none of it really well, I guess it did. I wound up buying the HRD software. I used that stuff back in like 03 and 04 when it was freeware, and I used to do a lot of PSK 31, so figured I'd try it again. I got it hooked up last night, and apparently something called FT8 is the latest fad. I've got to learn how to do that one. Looked around out there in the tailgate area, and I don't know, I guess I was just expecting more. I hadn't been over there since pre-COVID, and it seems like we used to have a bigger turnout and more of the heavy radios that I like, so it is what it is. I'm after radios that are a dying breed, I reckon. I like the ones that glow in the dark. Overall, though, it was worth going. Traffic wasn't too bad coming and going on 50, so it was a day out of town. Appreciate you doing the net, and we'll be listening. W4MAC.
All right, Mac, good to have you with us here again. It's always a pleasure when you can pop in on us and everything. And yeah, I kind of think the COVID, you know, before COVID, people went and bought stuff. After COVID, everybody figured out you can get it online and get it shipped to you. So it's a little different there. So yeah, you never know. But anyways, appreciate you. And Bobby, K4HOG, that brings us over to you, sir.
Well, good evening, everyone on the net. I'm one of the few that did not go over to Hamcation. Didn't really need anything and didn't really want to spend the money, so I stayed home and worked. On Saturday, I did a bunch of stuff here at the house, and yesterday was motorcycle day, so did 215 miles of motorcycle and had a good time. Actually took Friday off and rode a motorcycle too, but that doesn't count. And probably won't make lunch Saturday because I'm going to go to the Hamfest, and definitely going to one to Brooksville to sell some stuff, and so probably won't get done in time to be back for lunch. So if I can, I will, but probably won't. Back to you, Gene, KX4RS.
Yeah, Bobby, well, I understand about the lunch. No problem, just didn't want to we want to kind of keep it consistent on the third Saturday there. So anyways, hope that does work out well for you and you get some stuff sold. And so much for the riding there, buddy. Be careful. All right, let's see. Mark, are you still with us, K4HOG? I guess he's over on the other one. So let's see, Joey, K4HOG. Good to have you on board with us tonight there, sir. And how's things out in Texas?
Good evening, Mr. Gene and the rest of the net. It is definitely great to be able to get back on the net again and start talking to y'all more consistently. Things in Cleveland are pretty good, but then again, I've only been here for the past 3 days. I just got back a few days ago, so this deployment is complete. A lot of training. It's pretty good. Parts of it sucked, but most of it was pretty decent, thank God. And then I think we talked about it last time. I just took over the mortar platoon, so I'm not a Brad platoon leader anymore. Now I'm doing the mortar PL things. Went to Benning for about a month, completed mortar leaders course, and then flew back out to Germany. And now I'm with a completely new platoon. So it's got its own learning curve, but it's been pretty awesome so far. Other than that, nothing much new here to report. I got some new stuff that I ordered, some new ham stuff that I'll talk about probably on Friday when I get on. I'll save that for the technical net. But I hope everyone's doing well. It's nice to be back. Thank you for doing the net tonight, Mr. Gene, and that's all I got. I hope everyone's doing well. I'll pass it back to net control. This is K4HOG.
K4HOG.
All right, Joey. Well, good to have you back stateside, and good to hear you. Don't hear your dad too much, so at least one of you keep it going. But anyways, appreciate that. All right, let's see. Nate, K4RBG. Go ahead, sir. Pick it up.
Good evening, Gene, everyone else on the net. Appreciate you running the net for us tonight. Definitely an unsung hero for the rest of the group. Just out doing scouts with the boy. I also didn't go to Hamcation because it's in Orlando. And I'm being strategic about saving some money and taking it with me on Saturday over to the Brooksville event. Hopefully I can get a better deal there than what may have happened over in Orlando. Not a whole lot going on, just busy working and getting the yard cleaned up and organized and getting projects done. Hopefully the weather holds out, and hopefully you got my email for RSVP for the luncheon on Saturday. I'm going to try to go early to the tailgate stuff and then make it back to the luncheon in town. So not a whole lot else, so I will pass it back to net control. K4RBG clear.
All right, Nate. Well, appreciate you being here, sir. And good, what you're doing with the youngin' is a good thing, though. Every little bit time you can spend with them is a good process there. But appreciate you being here. All right, Nate brings us to the end of the list there. So do we have any latecomers? Anybody been listening in, like to join us? Anybody from anywhere? Give me a call if you want to be here. K4LH.
KD0, RIS, Gary and Bushnell.
KD0RS, got you in there, Gary. Let me see if anybody else is here. I guess not. So, Gary, back over to you. KD0RS.
Well, thank you, Gene. And just to let you know, you're doing a really good job as net control. I always vote for you. Went to the Ham Fest over in Orlando, and I only bought one little thing. That's all I bought. But I spent a lot of time at Mark's trailer. Got to see some of my old friends and made some new ones and really enjoyed it. And I probably won't be back there for lunch. I'm going to go down to Brooksville, so just to let you know, Gene. With that, back to net control. KD0, RIS clear.
Okay, I'm glad y'all had a good time down at Orlando there, that's for sure. Great. Anybody else out there? All right. Anybody on the net have anything further for the net tonight? Alrighty. Well, certainly appreciate each of you taking the time out of your evening to join us here. Ended out with 19 tonight, so that's pretty good. Appreciate that. Don't forget the Sumter County MCOM nets over on the 146925, and y'all are all welcome to go over there and check in. They appreciate the check-ins as well. And plus, they get to knowing your call sign and your voice a little bit. So if you need anything, they'll kind of know who the heck you are. Anyways, appreciate all of you being here. We're going to go ahead and shut the net down now at 8:30, well, maybe just say 8:36 p.m. and return the repeater back to its normal amateur radio use and say good night to everybody. K4HOG, click.